Our first public comment is from the Dublin Teachers Association. Good evening, President Sherrier, trustees, Dr. Markin, members of the community, and colleagues. DTM members are working harder than ever to ensure our students return to school in August to a safe learning environment with rigor and relevance despite the pandemic that will dictate how we do what we love, teach. We worked diligently to rebuild the collaborative negotiations process with this new team, and we hope to see in our continued collaboration with district leadership as we prepare for a COVID return. It is time to put this TA to rest so we can concentrate on the many tasks it will take to ensure the start of the 2020-21 school year is successful, safe, and engaging for all Dublin students.
Public comment number 2 from Anonymous. Thank you for your service to our community. We know it hasn't been easy and tensions have been high. It's time to move forward. A few weeks ago, you declined to approve the tentative agreement given concerns about the major state budget uncertainty. Now that the budget urgency has been really favorably resolved, we urge you to quickly approve the TA. Nothing is perfect, but it is a very reasonable agreement, now shown to be fiscally responsible and fully funded. In the end, I know you'll do the right thing, but our ask is to help lead the board quickly. Now, get to the final decision within minutes. There has been too much swirl and drama during the board meetings and online. It undermines teachers, staff, and the board and distracts them from the focus on more pressing student matters. With the new information in hand, please set a good example, resolving the TA favorably now. Then we can quickly move on to the many other pressing challenges looming for our community. Thank you, longtime Dublin parents.
Public comment number 3 is from Anonymous. Board members, hope you're well and staying safe. Wow, what a week it has been. Please know we trust you, support you, and always stand by you when you ask the tough questions. President Sherrier, Trustee Blackman, and Trustee Quo, sending lots of positive thoughts your way for being respectful in the face of relentless personal attacks. Know we are with you and support you in your good work. Teachers, hope you're all well and staying safe soon. Staying safe too. Dublin loves its teachers and wants the best for them. In turn, we expect a good environment for our kids and good role models. Unfortunately, I saw neither happen in the past week. You may have a right to ask for a raise. I agree teachers may not be paid as well as they should be. Many of your students' parents have taken deep pay cuts, furloughed, or lost a job. The cuts are swift and have no safety net in the private sector. In this environment, when I see some teachers say publicly, shame on you, you should be ashamed for all to hear, including your students, for the simple reason that the trustees are doing their job. It's just sad. It didn't end. I saw some teachers drive the east-west divide. Notice I said some, not all teachers. I hope the other teachers speak up against this divisive behavior by their peers. I hope you would reflect on what example the divisiveness is setting for your students and understand why the parent community has responded with such force in supporting these trustees. We are hurting too. Find ways to heal and a way forward. As a parent, you have my full support when you work to find a positive path forward. DUSD parent.
Public comment number 4 from Michael Lane. Dear President Sherrier and Trustees Blackman and Quo, your vote on June 11th was not an easy one. You knew it would not be a popular decision and that you would face immediate backlash. In fact, Trustees Miller and Rouse all but encouraged the teachers union to strike and file legal action against the board while the meeting was still going on. The fact you made the decision you did shows that you are willing to make hard choices and not take the easy way out. Today, there are different circumstances. We have better news on Governor Newsom's negotiations with the state legislature. And over the last week, it seems the DTA has made it clear that they are willing to take the risk that the salary increase may result in furloughs or layoffs if the recession continues. I cannot advise you how to vote in light of these circumstances, but I do suggest that however you vote, you articulate the precise reasons for both your June 11th vote and today's votes to the teachers, staff, and public, and send a strong, powerful message that you support the teachers and staff. It is necessary that you advocate for your vote and for our teachers because you have been misconstrued by the supporters of the other 2 board members. We have full confidence in you. To Trustees Miller and Rouse, I urge you to stop fomenting discord and ask Trustee Rouse's husband to stop personally attacking Trustees Sherrier, Blackman, and Quo after virtually every meeting and spreading falsehoods about their voting records. These personal attacks are unnecessary and unproductive. Indeed, I find it embarrassing to the City of Dublin that rather than attempt to work Together, through differences, you decide to support, through Mr. Rouse, a petition of no confidence.
Public comment number 5 is from Kevin Coleman. Approve the TA. Sherrier, Blackman, and Quo are bad for Dublin students. Like the president, everything is about themselves. They are narcissistic and inane. This is illustrated in a petition they started in support of themselves. All of the items that are listed as their achievement are not theirs at all. I can't think of one thing that they have done that has benefited students. In fact, all of the accomplishments were carried out by DUSD staff with Dr. Markin leading them. Dr. Markin and staff finalized the site and the design of the second high school, planned and designed the modernization of Murray Frederickson and Dublin Elementary, began the building of the Engineering and Science Building, bargained and agreed on a 2-year contract with DTA, hired a great cabinet, administrative staff, and teachers, increased effective communication with the staff, students, and community, continued to plan for a safe and effective school environment for next year, restored confidence in the district, which led to the passage of the largest facilities bond in Dublin history, restored trust with the bargaining units, have made the DUSD the pride of the Bay. Sherrier, Blackman, and Quo are not responsible for any of the positive happenings in Dublin Unified. What they have been is antagonistic, obstructionist, and narrow-minded. It is incalculable what might have been accomplished if the 3 of you weren't here. You drove off a real leader that truly loves Dublin Unified, that was working for all students and families. In doing so, you are responsible for setting Dublin Unified back and any of the negative outcomes between now and November. Fortunately, DUSD has a community, teachers, and staff that care about our district and our kids. We will protect our kids from the damage that you will try to do. We will not fail our kids.
Public comment number 6 from Ganesan R. Point number 1, message to trustees Sherrier, Blackman, and Quo. Dear trustees Sherrier, Blackman, and Quo, the unrelenting smear campaign about you by certain stakeholders in the community is very unfortunate. Please disregard this unjustified criticism, which is orchestrated for political mileage and negotiation tactic by a few. The community appreciates all your hard work. Thanks for exercising due diligence, working with staff to sequence the decision process in a logical way, and to arrive at meaningful decisions balancing short-term and long-term factors. Point number 2, supporting TA. Dear trustees, the budget from the state of California went through a roller coaster in the recent weeks. With the state budget finally passed, and it involves no major cut to school funding, I hope that the board can arrive at a win-win decision in supporting a pay raise for teachers and all staff. I think it is okay to leverage a part of the reserve to offset the deficit for this year, while still factoring the economic outlook for the upcoming years. Thank you.
Public comment number 7 is from Ramya Ramakrishnan. Dear trustees Sherrier, Quo, and Blackman, I want to let you know that the 3 of you are supported, liked, and very much appreciated by many, many people. In less than 2 days, we have over 1,100 people signing the petition supporting the 3 of you. Sorry that you have been the target of a smear campaign. Please ignore the negativity. We have full confidence in your abilities to lead. Thank you for being professional and maintaining your cool as always. Thank you for not quitting when things get tough. Please ask the tough questions. That is your job. It is a shame that many lies have been forwarded by a group of people about your commitment and intent. It is unacceptable that a teacher chose to misuse her power and sent a very strongly worded email to hundreds of parents and students with her one-sided opinion trying to influence young minds. This is not the first time teachers have sent emails about school politics trying to sway the minds of parents and teachers toward what the teachers think is right. This abuse of power needs to stop ASAP. I would like our interim superintendent to address this as soon as he or she takes over. Trustee Rouse, you stated in the previous meeting that you don't appreciate anyone other than Trustee Miller. What is your plan to work together as a team? Trustee Miller, you said you are embarrassed to be part of this board. Parents too are embarrassed and frustrated by all of the drama in Dublin school politics. We need a board that can work together collaboratively, even while disagreeing. Parents are looking for reassurance and sensible decisions during this pandemic. Be the leaders that you promised you would be.
Public comment number 8 from Srinivas J. Hi, it is extremely disheartening to see the posts on social media for the past week. We support our trustees and trust them to make right decisions. There will be tough decisions that we have to take during pandemic, and hope board comes together as one unit. We have a tough year ahead.
Public comment number 9 is from Jennifer C2. Resent. Hopefully it won't be rejected. Dear trustees and district leadership, my name is Jennifer C2. I am saddened to learn that our interim superintendent has decided to leave the school district. Without this surprise, I know your plate is already full dealing with COVID safety and a new way to teach and a new way to learn. Please don't encourage more chaos. We don't East and West divide. We are one Dublin. Targeting the three newer trustees for asking the questions in order to help our district stay fiscal responsible is really uncalled for. The budget cut is something no one wants to see. Please work constructively together to solve this problem if students are truly come first. Comparing to neighboring Pleasanton, we are better off not having to furlough our teachers. I will like to see we try our best to keep the raise for our teachers without impacting the district's long-term financial health. I know your job is not easy. We thank you for your service. It will be great if we can see you set a good example for teachers and students by being respectful to your fellow trustees. Jennifer C2.
Public comment number 10 from Stacey J. Gabby, Dan, and Catherine, the verbal abuse you have all been the victim of lately is completely unacceptable. I thought Dublin had a zero tolerance policy against bullying. Did this change? I was unaware that all teaching staff are exempt from this anti-bullying policy. Please advise so I know what to tell my fifth grader. Amy, your career highlight, voting no on Zeiss. Your career low, abusing your position of power illegally and unethically to obtain and share confidential information with the press. Parent names and addresses, which is a direct violation of DUSD policies. Yet no discipline was taken and you still occupy your board seat. Is that fair? Megan, more bonds are not the answer. Financial responsibility and accountability are your job. To all five of you, set aside your emotions and focus on the facts. Ask the hard questions. Demand accurate answers based on real information that can be proven true. Stop wasting time arguing with each other. Reality check. My mother, a nurse practitioner and essential worker, was required to take a 25% pay cut to work to save lives every day she walked into the hospital to do her job. She didn't complain. She put her own health at risk daily. She realized this is what was needed at this present moment in time due to unprecedented conditions outside her control and stepped up. She's an inspiration. To all Dublin teachers, I ask you, would you take a 25% pay cut to do your exact same job where fortunately your health is not at risk and not complain? Forgive me if I see your verbal abuse, poor behavior, and outrage over your pay raise during this time 100% unacceptable. I thought you were all better than this. With hope for our future, Stacey J.
Public comment number 11 is from Vicky Cordero. I would appreciate if the Board of Trustees would at least act attentive and seem like they are listening rather than be on their cell phones during the meeting. I'm a proud parent of two graduates and a current student at Dublin L. Dublin Unified staff and teachers did an excellent job of preparing my two graduates, and both of them have recently earned their doctorates. The DUSD has been doing a great job of educating kids for many years, and certainly prior to the growth in new homes, new residents, new school buildings, and new board members. Especially for all the works the teachers and staff did this last spring as essential workers, you need to approve the TA. This district could not operate without them, and as many parents have found out these last few months, their work is invaluable. On the other hand, the board could not have another meeting or disappear entirely, and the district would only improve. The board is supposed to be deciding on the what, and the staff and teachers are supposed to take care of the how. The three board members and their small collection of supporters reminds me of the same group that tried to start a charter school in Dublin several years ago. This effort in Dublin failed because their purpose was rooted in creating their own private school that did not cater to students with disabilities, low income, or minority students. The agenda was to create an exclusive school. I believe the three newest board members have similar agendas where their decisions are rooted in privilege and prejudice. As a result, they are not making decisions grounded on what is best for kids, the community, and equitable for all students in Dublin. All three should pass the TA and then resign. Signed, Vicky Cordero.
Public comment number 12 from Anonymous. Question. So from listening to the report out from the closed session, am I understanding correctly that Sherrier, Quo, and Blackman could have voted to not accept Dr. Markin's resignation, and we could have made it clear that we know he is the glue that keeps this district together? Could they have actually listened to the community outcry and righted their wrong, and yet they didn't? Am I understanding this correctly? Are they actively trying to tune out the community, teachers, district staff, and students?
Public comment number 13 is from Anonymous. I think that most of the wonderful teachers understand that asking for a raise in a pandemic when unemployment is so high, may not be realistic and responsible. Many people lost their jobs. There are budget cuts everywhere. Employees and faculty are getting a salary cut just to keep everyone on their jobs. With the uncertainties with California and the federal budget, the responsible action was to wait and decide when more information is available. I would also be thankful to know what was done in terms of class sizes in the last 2 years that DTA was bargaining. Parents came marching and supported the teachers last year since they are fighting for our students. Did the class sizes reduce in any of the contract this year or last year? If yes, where and how can we see that effect? I am disappointed by the unprecedented campaign that started last week to attack our 3 elected trustees. I want the 3 trustees to know that we are thankful for all the time and effort you put into the community from your personal lives. We are grateful for actually going over the materials, presentations, and details, thankful for asking the right questions, thankful for making decisions based on facts and data and not just emotions and blind trust. We appreciate that you conduct the meetings professionally. It is wrong that past mistakes are blamed on you. We still support our 3 elected trustees and believe that we can get through this, work together to find solutions, and move forward. Thank you for reading my comment.
Public comment number 14 from Yatna Dandekar. Hi, board members. I would like to show my support to Trustee Quo, Charrier, and Blackman. They are the ones who are making informed and futuristic decisions. The recent smear campaign is truly shameful. We need a leader who helps us through this and any difficult times, not the one that decides to leave whenever things gets difficult. Once again, I would like to say I have full support for these 3 trustees and I believe in them. Thank you.
Public comment number 15 is from Jay Gill. Respected DUSD board members, my name is Jay Gill and I'm a Dublin resident. I am reaching out to you regarding item F3 pertaining to TA raised for DUSD teachers. I would like to request that you act fiscally responsible manner and ignore the pressure and noise from external sources. Dublin residents are already under record debt from several school bonds that have been passed over the past few years. Millions of California residents are having to deal with record unemployment, pay freezes, pay cuts, and other cost cuts that have become necessary in light of the COVID pandemic. I have several friends who have had to take pay cuts and have been laid off in the past few months due to the impact of this pandemic. A family member works for the state of California, and I learned from him that furloughs have been issued for most of the state employees. While I fully support pay raises for teachers, I feel that we need to be more prudent and cautious with our finances during these challenging times. Pay raises can be restored once the economic headwinds dissipate. You have my full support to make the correct decisions, which best serves Dublin residents' long-term economic viability. Thanks.
Public comment number 16 from Anonymous. Dear trustees and district leadership, we support our teachers and appreciate what they do and honestly believe they deserve a raise. However, I appreciate the 3 trustees taking a conservatory approach and deferring to take a decision regarding the pay rise after they have seen the budget. It is the right thing to do. I believe with the ongoing pandemic, a lot of us are taking pay cuts or losing our jobs. So this cannot be ignored when considering a rise for the teachers. I believe the board will take into account all factors and not give in considering all the ongoing noise created since last meeting. Thanks.
Public comment number 17 is from Marianna Ternetta. As a 44-year resident in Dublin, a homeowner, and a DUSD teacher, I am writing to say that my heart is heavy tonight. Dave Markin was inspirational and true leader in the DUSD community. He will be missed more than you know. To quote Dave Markin, quote, "The sun will rise, life will go on. I'm just sorry that he was treated so poorly by several of the board members, one who I even voted for. I hope that somehow this community can be united again. Sincerely, Marianne Ternetta."
Public comment number 18 from Sunil Shenoy. We are grateful to President Charrier, Trustee Blackman, and Trustee Quo for their service to the community. I have no second thought about the fact that the teachers are underpaid, and in my opinion, they are the ones who are shaping our children's future, and they deserve to be the best paid. In these tough times where employees are let go because of financial crisis, the first priority would need to be to ensure that no teacher loses their job. This could only happen when the available financial resources are spent wisely. We all know that we would rely on the service providers who have been with us for decades. But if the price that we need to pay is huge, when we know that there are other reliable service providers in the market who charge much less, it is a no-brainer that we discuss the pricing. These 3 trustees have been challenging such monopolies, which in turn will benefit the entire community. I would like to see my tax money wisely spent rather than emotionally. We have a saying in Sanskrit, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, which translates to, teacher is verily the representative of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. She creates, sustains knowledge, and destroys the weeds of ignorance. I salute such a teacher, and I stand by it for #allteachers.
Public comment number 19 is from Bill Carey. Dear Board, given the change in Governor Newsom's budget this week and the budget presentation presented, I would recommend approving the TA. Complex decisions like this should be made with appropriate information. It would have been reckless to have approved earlier when Governor Newsom was cutting funding by 10%. Approving now has risk, including possible borrowing that could impact projects like Dublin L or the high school, but the risk is manageable. Thank you, President Sherrier, for ensuring that appropriate information was reviewed prior to making this decision. Bill Carey, Dublin resident since 2003.
Public comment number 20 from Concerned Dublin Citizen. Dear trustees, with all due respect to the process, how are these comments that are advocating for 3 trustees pertaining to the TA? This is not related to the agenda, and in the future, we would like to know if abuse of the agenda will be the norm. Regards, Concerned Dublin Citizen.
And that concludes our public comments for this evening that we have received for item F3. And we just want to clarify to anyone watching that the comments that we've read, the citizens have indicated that it was for F3, so we included them in the record. Thank you.